Why Animals Migrate by Debbie Croft. Moving in groups. Many animals migrate from one place to another. They often move together in huge groups. Some animals fly and others swim or walk. Groups of birds, mammals, fish, reptiles, and insects migrate every year. Think and talk about. Sometimes as many as 1 billion insects can migrate in one huge group. Some animals move from their habitat because the weather is too cold. Many birds migrate to escape the cold winter weather. Sometimes animals move to warmer places because they need to find food. They search for small green plants to eat. Other animals move when it is time for the young to be born. They move to a place where the weather is warmer and where the young will be safe from predators. Monarch butterflies. Monarch butterflies that hatch in winter, spring, or summer only live for a few weeks, so they do not need to migrate. However, those that hatch during autumn live for up to 8 months. These butterflies cannot live through the long, cold winter, so they migrate to a warmer place. They can fly as far as 4,000 kilometers. Think and talk about the monarch butterfly. It's thought to be the king of all butterflies. Monarch butterflies that migrate start their long journey when winter begins. Sometimes they glide on the air currents, so they do not have to move their wings all the time. When the butterflies reach warmer places, they settle in large groups on the branches and trunks of trees. Thousands of butterflies can rest on one tree. If the branches become too heavy, they sag or snap and break off. Atlantic salmon. Atlantic salmon hatch in the fresh water of rivers and streams. They stay in the river for the early part of their lives, then swim out to the ocean. They live and grow for several years. After this time, the salmon are ready to lay their eggs, so they start their journey back to the fresh water of the rivers. North Sea to Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic salmon journey through the oceans and upstream in the river is not easy. Sometimes they have to swim hundreds of kilometers against very strong currents. Salmons do not eat during this long swim. They can often be seen leaping high out of the water. This helps them to find their way through waterfalls and rapids, but it makes it easier for predators to catch them. Think and talk about bears, eagles prey on salmon in the river. Salmon leap half of the water to help find their way through waterfalls. When the salmon arrived in the river, they prepare to spawn or lay their eggs. The female salmon swishes her tail from side to side. This washes some of the gravel from the riverbed downstream and make a small hollow in the bottom of the river. This hollow is called red. In the red, one salmon can lay up to 5,000 eggs. The salmon dies soon after spawning. Caribou, or reindeer, live where the weather is very cold in winter. They migrate to warmer places. Enormous herds at time can be as many 500,000 caribou, all moving in the same direction at the same time. The female caribou usually migrate first. Several weeks later, the male caribou follow with the calves that were born the year before. As spring arrives, the female caribou move to high rocky ground. This is where their new cubs are born. Baby caribou can stand up a few minutes after they're born. Soon, the female and the new cubs join the herd of male caribou again. By this time, the weather is warmer and plants are growing very quickly. There is plenty of food for the caribou. They feed on grass, mosses, and lynches. Adult caribou can eat up to 5 kilograms of food. Although it's summertime, there is still some snow on the ground. Caribou have large hooves that they use like a scoop to search through the snow for plants to eat. When the caribou are fat and healthy, they begin their long journey home. Think and talk about caribou have a very good sense of smell. Migration is important for many animals because it helps them to stay alive. Many kinds of animals migrate, such as red crabs, wild beasts, elephants, and some species of birds. The end.